Yeonorang and Seonyeo. During the Silla dynasty, Yeonorang and Seonyeo lived in the East Sea. Her husband Yeonorang was a fisherman who was good at catching fish, and her wife, Seonyeo, was good at weaving silk. The two were a good couple who got along well with Goa. One day, I was sitting on a rock with a lotus orange and catching fish, and the dark clouds came and the weather got rough. And suddenly, the rock floated on the sea and started moving. Surprised, Yeonorang sat down on the rock and shed tears. Then I heard a mysterious voice from the sky. "Don't worry, the rock will guide you." When Yeonorang, who fell asleep when he heard that voice, opened his eyes, the land spread out in front of him. But it was not where I originally lived, but an unfamiliar eastern land. Although it's not where I lived, I have to save my life.
When Yeonorang got off the land with the idea of, people who said unfamiliar things flocked to Yeonorang and treated him with great care. You must have sent it for us from heaven.
It was the current Japanese dialogue country, and the people there thought Yeonorang, who came on the rock, was the person from heaven. So they made him the king of the dialogue country. Yeonorang ruled the dialogue country peacefully and became a king respected by many people. But on the other side of my heart, I always missed the three daughters. Meanwhile, Seonyeo wandered around the beach in search of her husband.
Honey, Yeono.
And no matter how eagerly I sang, Yeonorang didn't appear. Seonyeo thought Yeonorang fell into the sea and died. So she fell on a rock and shed endless tears. Then, when the three women who lost their minds opened their eyes, they saw a dialogue country in front of them. People who said unfamiliar things flocked to. Yeonorang entreated him with great care.
Heaven sent the king's new mate. Let's welcome him as our queen.
Yeonorang and Seonyeo, who became married again in the Dialogue Bureau, didn't know what to do with the dreamlike joy. The two were happy day by day. But strangely, the sun and moon did not rise in Silla after that. When the king of Silla, who thought it was strange, asked his servant, the servant replied, "This is because Yeonorang and Seonyeo, who had the spirit of the sun and moon in Silla, went to the eastern country." Upon hearing that, the king of Silla ordered Yeonorang and Seonyeo to be brought right away. But Yeonorang and Seonyeo couldn't because they had already become kings and queens of dialogue countries. Eventually, Yeonorang gave a piece of silk woven by Seonyeo to a servant and talked. "We cannot go back because it is heaven's will that we are here. Instead, take this and perform a ritual in the sky of Silla." When the servant returned to Silla with silk and held a ritual, the sun and moon shone brightly again as before.